All right, 1.4. How did that go? That was solving for a variable, right? All right. All right, 1.4. I'm trying to zone out here. All right. All right, what could you not check? 1 through 3, maybe? So number 1, complete the statement A equals LW is an example of a formula. Okay.
Wait, hang on. Is this 1.4?
Yeah, did we go over 1.4 already? Yeah.
No, we went over 1.5.
Okay. I guess I went over with somebody else. All right. Okay. And then number 2, you should have B and C. Yeah, there's somebody I'm teaching long distance. You might be a little bit ahead of you. Thinking about it.
Number 1 is
Formula.
okay.
Oh.
I just have B.
Hang on a minute.
It says complete the statement. A equals LW is an example of a. I know what it was. My other class started this section in class, and they kept. Here, I've got to turn this notifications off.
I said equation with more than one variable.
More than one variable, a formula? Okay, I don't know how to turn my notifications off. All right, hopefully they'll stop texting.
Number 1.
Okay, and you were looking over here at many equations involve more than one variable. So you said an equation with more than one variable? Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fine. You actually gave the definition of formula. Okay. All right, number 2 is B and C. 3, you would have gotten, your next step would be, first step, subtract P sub 2 C and then divide by P sub 1. And then 5, were you able to check that?
I don't think
Okay.
so, no.
Y equals 5x over 3 minus 3, or you might have just said y equals negative 5x plus 9 all over negative 3. Both of those are acceptable answers.
I did y equals 5 over 3 minus 3.
Oh, you didn't forgot to put the x in?
Yeah, I guess.
So I'd like to knock off a 4th.
Okay.
You lost your x somewhere.
Well, I just forgot to print my answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's why we're just a 4th.
Okay.
Okay.
And number 3 is subtract P sub 1 C from both sides, then divide both sides by P sub 1.
It's P sub 2
P
C.
sub 2 C. Hang on. Okay.
Because you're trying to isolate P sub 1. You're trying to isolate. Hold on a second.
P sub 1.
You're trying to get A, right? So you've got to get rid of the
Right.
P sub
Okay,
2C
gotcha.
first. Okay,
Yeah,
and then.
so- Okay. Okay, I think I see where I'm getting confused because I wrote it as P sub A plus P sub A C.
Oh, yeah, because
for
I did
price
do
of
that because I
adults.
didn't like the 1 and the 2. Okay, so did you call it P sub
Yeah,
C instead?
so I call it P sub A,
Mm-hmm.
P sub A,
So
C.
what was your first step then?
I would
Subtract
I
P
would
sub C C.
subtract P sub A C from both sides.
Okay, well that doesn't make sense. P sub A C doesn't make sense because now you're putting the price of the adult with the child, right?
Okay, yeah.
For 5,
I
think I- Maybe let's see.
Okay, and then for 5, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
what
for
were you gonna
5,
say?
I did y equals 5 third x minus 9 over 3. I didn't.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, but it should be a negative 3 though, right?
My
Because you're
negative
going to
5
have a negative 3y, right? Equals negative 5x. So because when you're gonna subtract 5x first, is that what you did?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
And did you drop a negative? Right here. Okay, well, you divided by negative 3.
3. Yeah. Oh, and then.
What did you do here? Okay, so you put the whole thing over?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're just saying you didn't simplify this to
Yeah,
minus 3.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Just but circle it and put
Yeah.
3 in there. Okay, in general, you want to simplify.
Yeah.
Okay.
mhm.
All right, so that's correct. It's just not simplified. All right, are we good on? Did we say 6 yet? Y equals 3/5 x plus 3. Or you might have ended up with y equals 3x plus 15 all over 5, although that one you can simplify out a little bit. 7 is y equals negative 3 over 20 x plus 4. 8.
Wait, number y is what?
Okay, y is negative 3x over 20. And I got plus 4. I don't know, is that right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's basically 20 divided by 5. I'm trying to see what I did here. Oh, I divide everything by 5. Okay, that's what it was. So, okay, let me just make sure I did this right. Yeah, okay, that's it. All right, number 8 is y equals 8 minus 2x all over x.
Negative 1 plus 8 over x.
I got y equals negative 2 plus 8 over x.
But what happened to your x?
Well,
Oh, I see. Did
I
you
crossed out the
oh,
x.
okay, I see. Okay, so say that again. You got y equals what? 8 over x?
negative 2 plus 8 over x.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait a
You
minute.
just simplified it further. That's all.
Huh, that's weird. Somehow I did negative 2x divided by x equals 1.
Okay.
Negative 1, so.
Okay, yeah, you just
I didn't get a negative 2, and I don't see how.
Okay, let's
I
do
did
let's
it.
do number 8.
Okay.
I
Can I
got
fix
y
it?
equals 8 over x minus 2.
8
That's
over
what I
x
got.
minus 2. Okay, that's what you got. What Katie got?
Okay, good.
Okay.
Um,
And I kind of just fix number 8 since it was just a random mistake.
okay. All right, so let's just do this one real quick. Xy plus 2x equals 8. All right, so now what? We're solving for y. So what do I do?
You divide, pick on the little guy, so you divide by x. No, that's a different thing.
I want to isolate the term that has the y in it
So got
first.
2x.
So it's minus 2x, minus 2x. Okay, so now I got x, y equals 8 minus 2x. And now I'm going to divide everything by x. So that goes out, I get y. Now you could have left it like this, or you could have gone a little further and divided each of these and get 8 over x, 8 over x minus 2.
That's what I did.
Okay.
Can I fix number 8 because all I did is instead of getting minus 2, I got minus 1 somehow. I think it was just a random mistake.
Okay, all right.
I just wrote mine down. I did xy minus 2x equals 8, so that's why I got it wrong.
Okay, you lost like a negative.
Yeah, I put a negative instead of a positive.
Okay,
when
so
wrote
yes,
it.
I usually for a drop negative or whatever, I just knock off the 4.
Okay.
All right, and probably Toby, you should probably just knock off the 4th on yours too, because it's just transposition error. Because it's still not 100% correct.
Okay.
All right, number 9. You should have y equals 4/3 x minus 24.
Y equals 4/3 x.
Minus 24.
Number 9.
Uh-huh.
I got something totally different.
Okay, you should have checked it in the back of the book. And then you could have checked it out. All right, number 10, you should end up with little a equals capital A for area over pi b. 11, the major axis is 2a, so when you solve for that, the little a ends up equaling 10, so the major axis is going to be 20 inches.
I forgot to put the unit of measure.
Oh, like for inches?
Yeah.
Okay, just write it in, that's fine. But
So
you got the right number.
A
Right.
equals 10.
Mm-hmm. A is 10, but the major axis is double. Okay, A is half of the major axis. Major axis is the long axis
So
on
it's
the ellipse. So,
okay.
so when you're in that formula, when you're doing this formula, A equals A over pi B, and you're solving this, for 157
Oh,
over 5 pi, you're going to get 10 out here. So little a equals 10. But they wanted to know the length of the major axis. So remember, this is A and that's A. So you figured this out. That's equal to 10.
I did
So the whole thing is 20.
I did A divided by pi over B.
Well, number 10 is asking you to solve for A, though, right?
Number 11 is asking you to solve for A.
Well, number 10 is asking you to solve for A, and then number 10 is telling you to use 11 is telling you to use number 10 to plug in the numbers and find them.
Yeah.
So you got A equals what?
A equals 5.
How did you get A equals 5?
I said I put
Oh, what did you put in for B?
for B.
Mm-hmm.
I put 10 for B.
Okay, that's where you went wrong.
Oh, okay. What was I supposed to put in? For
Because
B?
they said the minor axis, right?
Oh.
So this whole thing is 10. So this is really, so B is really 5. Okay. All right, number 13.
Okay, yeah, then I get the right answer.
Okay, good. All right, number 13 is -1. And then all the rest is, you guys, 19 is 1, 25, H equals 3V all over pi r squared.
Wait, what was it?
H equals 3V all over pi r squared. 28, you're going to end up with C equals 5/9, parentheses, F minus 32. They don't generally distribute that 5/9 because it makes a nasty looking fraction, so it's okay to leave it that
I
way.
have a question. I did C equals 5F minus 160 over 9.
See.
Okay, you distribute it. That's fine. That's fine. Just in general, though, the convention is, and you don't necessarily know this, that's why I'm telling you. They don't bother. They usually leave it like this. Okay, because in the end, it's going to be easier for you to pop something in, subtract 32, and then multiply it by 5/9. So, but that's fine. You just distribute it. That's okay. All right, 29. B sub 2 should equal 2A over H, and then minus B sub 1.
Number 31, 30, what?
That was 29.
That was 29.
Yeah. 29 is B sub 2 equals 2A over H, and then minus B sub 1. And then 31, you had to solve the surface area of a cylinder for H. And you could end up with a couple of things. I think once you simplify it all out, you're going to end up with H equals S over 2 pi r, and then off to the side minus r.
I just got H equals 2.57 inches squared. For number 31.
Okay, so 31, let's look at what the instructions are. 31. Solve for the formula indicated for the indicated variable, then evaluate the written formula for the given values, include the units and measures. Okay, so half of that was coming up with the formula. The other half was solving it. So that's, if you didn't do the formula part, then it's probably minus a half.
Wait, what's the formula part?
Yeah, so if you look at the instructions on there, it says in exercises 30 through 32, solve the formula for the indicated variables. So anyway, you guys have to really be sure you read instructions and stuff, and that's kind of like me just training up on that.
What was
So,
the formula?
the formula was that S equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared, and they wanted you to solve it for h. So h then is going to be equal to S over 2 pi r and then minus r. And then you're going to solve for, you're going to pop all those numbers in, and then you're going to figure out that h equals 2.57 inches.
Could you please read the answer for 29 again?
All right, 29. Let's see, what did they say for that? I said, okay, yeah, so B sub 2 equals 2 times the area over h, and then off to the side minus b sub 1.
Okay. I think
Bless you.
I know I did something. I got the right answer, but I did something really strange.
Do you
right?
guys want to see that one? Does anyone
Yeah.
wanna
Well,
remember that?
maybe just look. I don't know. I'm not sure. So okay, that's that one.
So let's see.
I know. Maybe I was tired because I have the right answer here. That looks like I changed.
Oh, okay,
it.
'cause
So
I
it must have been really.
So what
confusing
you
then.
okay? So like on mine, I always start with
Okay,
by writing the
okay.
thing first. You
Yeah,
should write the first. You shouldn't write your first step down.
Yeah,
You know, just write the thing down. Okay, and then I multiplied by 2 on both sides. I mean, like you're like
Yeah, I just like.
you're like
went
several steps
backwards,
into this.
yeah.
Okay.
And I just like redid. Like I have the right answer. I undid it and then did it.
Oh,
again.
okay.
I think probably because I erased my original
Oh,
thing that
okay.
was wrong
Oh.
with the answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You went back while you
yeah,
were doing
because
your
I did it
homework.
wrong.
Okay.
It took like a page. Like
Oh,
that's not
okay.
right.
Yeah, so in general, you guys should write the thing down first. Okay, don't do anything in your head. Just write it down and then start manipulating. Because I find that people sometimes get dyslexic in their brain.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why should you use like a formula when you can like do it simpler?
Oh, well, were you here? You were here last Friday. Remember that method that we went through? I did method 1 versus method 2, and where we, you know, if you look back on page 26, you remember that gray box that we did, where I evaluated it, that beige box, I guess, where I evaluated it by plugging in the numbers and then solving for the unknown variable each time. And in the end, we determined that it takes more work. It's less efficient than solving for the variable and then plugging in. So it's just a skill they're trying to develop with you because they determine that that's actually more effective, you know, when you're evaluating a lot of variables to solve for the variable that you're going to be solving for first and then evaluating the expression.
What if you're not sure how to write the formula and it's just easier?
Well, okay, so yeah, I mean, you know, sure, if you can't do it, then you can certainly get around it in life by just substituting it. But they're just trying to increase your repertoire of ability, you know, algebraically, you know, by doing it. Okay, so it's like you know, maybe you can't do the splits, you know, when you're doing the floor exercise. You know, you can still put on a good floor exercise. I'm thinking about gymnastics, you know? But you know, here we're trying to teach you how to do the splits too. Okay, so that's kind of the analogy. All right, so yeah, just to get you to have your algebra, have all your algebra tools. Okay, and that's kind of what they're trying to cultivate. Yeah, you can get the right answer other ways, absolutely. Okay, so where were we? Did we talk about 40 yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so we talked about 31, right? Okay, 40. So 40, you're going to end up with A equals C squared all over 4 pi. Because you're going to take the circumference formula, C equals 2 pi r, and you're going to solve for r. So you're going to end up with r equals C over 2 pi, and that's what you're substituting in for r and the area formula. Yeah.
I got r equals pi times C over 2 pi squared. I just like substituted the r over here and I got that.
Yeah, I got A equals pi r squared.
Okay, well, what does r equal here?
I got r equals C over 2 pi.
Okay, but you put it into the a.
Yeah, then I put it into the a.
So, like, I'm looking right here. So, r, okay, so this is good. R equals C over 2 pi. So far, so good. Okay. There it is. Then A, oh, I see what you did. You just didn't simplify it any further.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go ahead and keep simplifying. Okay,
Alright.
keep simplifying. Because what is that? So what she's saying is, she got C equals 2 pi r, okay? And she did get r equals C divided by 2 pi, and then she just put it in like this. Okay? She put in the r right here. And what I'm just saying is you need to go ahead and keep working, okay? So pi, what's C over 2 pi squared? What is that? C over 2 pi, right? Whatever's in here gets multiplied to itself twice, right? So what does this equal? What's C times C?
C squared.
Mm-hmm. And what's 2 pi times 2 pi?
4 pi squared.
4 pi squared. Okay. And now, can I simplify anything?
You can
Take a pi
subtract.
out. Mm-hmm. And I get this. All right. So go ahead. If you got this is fine. Go ahead and fill in the rest. Okay. And just in general, you know, you should simplify things out. You know, to as best you can. The book is a little inconsistent back and
Then
forth.
how come, like, for number 28, I wasn't supposed to simplify further?
Oh, I didn't say mark it off. I just
I
said.
know, I just want to know, like,
I'm
why-
just saying that in that Celsius formula, every time I see it, they don't distribute it. I'm just saying they are doing something they're doing something atypical. Yeah. Okay, so it's not wrong. It's just that every time I've seen that conversion, they don't actually distribute that 5 nights. Okay. So it's not wrong. Don't mark it off wrong.
I didn't. I just want to
Okay.
know, like, why sometimes they don't.
They're breaking the rules on that because I guess because they think the 5 nights is nasty looking, and they just think keep it outside. It's easier to take Fahrenheit and minus the 32, but I've never seen them distribute it. All right, 41. That one you should end up for A. You should end up with area equals the square root of 3 over 4b squared, and then on B, area equals the square root of 3 over 3h squared. All right, so we've gone through 1.4 and 1.5.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Should I mark half off for number 40 because I didn't finish?
No, I was gonna say you didn't simplify. That's fine. Just go ahead and write in the right answer.
Oh,
But
okay.
you had it right, but you just need to simplify first. Just go ahead and write
And
it
I
in.
had a question number 1.6. Like, I didn't do it because I didn't know how to do it.
Okay.
It was too late at night to, like, email you or text you or whatever.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it was number 51.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's finish the grading of 1.4 and then we'll jump into. I'm trying to think whether or not I want to do 1.6 right now. If I want to teach you the next section. So there's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you have 18 problems, I think, there.
Did we do 19 because we have to get A and B? Did we do 19 problems because number 41 is A and B?
Oh, those are like half each. Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm thinking I might do, because I want to, what time is it now? It's 9:43, because I got to be out of here in 45 minutes, thereabouts. Let me ask, let's just, for 1.6, let's not grade it right now, but if we want to go through any questions, okay, on 1.6, and then we'll grade it on Wednesday, okay?
And then we're gonna do 1.7 to bring in for almost as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's my plan. So today I'm trying to teach you 1.7, yeah. All right. All right, 1.6. So Katie, I'm sorry, what was your question?
Number 51, just the whole thing.
Okay, number 51.
For 1.6?
1.6.
I wasn't sure how to write inequality.
Oh,
I saw there
51
was a problem
fun.
like that.
I had fun with the 51 because for some reason it was really easy for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, so professor announces that course grades will be computed by taking 40% of a student's project score and adding 60% of the final exam score. If a student gets an 86 on the project, what scores can she get on the final exam to get a course grade of at least 90? Your score must be between, oh, okay.
I
All
thought
right.
it was easy, but then when I tried to do it, it was hard.
All right, so let's just think about this real quick. I mean, it's how much of what score is going to be what?
Well,
They said 40% of what?
40% of the
Project score. So 0.4 of the project score, right? Plus 1.6 of the final, and they're saying they want at least a 90, right? So that means that this is going to be greater than or equal to 90, right? So when they're saying at least 90, they're saying this thing at the smallest number is going to be a 90. Okay, it can be a bit more than that. So that's why we're using greater than or equal. Okay, and now you're going to pop in, 86 here. Okay, and you're going to solve that inequality. Okay, for the final grade.
Her other grade has to be a 92.7 at the very least
Mm-hmm.
in order for her to get
Yeah,
a 90.
and so the book rounds on that, and they say so the score needs to be a 93 or above. All right, any other questions on 1.6? All right, so we'll go over 1.6 next time. Just remind me that we need to pick up with 1.6. And let me give you back some of your papers while you're here. And then we're going to pick up with 1.7, solving absolute values.
And then do you want our homework